a UFC welterweight championship showdown between the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru Usman and Kevin Lee. All right, so we get another look here at the Motown phenom Kevin Lee. He's realized success in 2 UFC divisions. Remains to be seen as to whether or not he'll be at lightweight or welterweight going forward. But when this guy puts it all together, DC, he is absolutely a problem.
Kevin Lee is one of those guys that has every ability inside of the octagon. He's a phenomenal boxer. He has great grappling skills, but ultimately what he needs to rely on is his wrestling. He wrestled at Grand Valley State University, same place as Tony Ferguson, and had a really good career there. When he relies on that, when he takes guys down and is able to use his wrestling to dictate the pace of the fight, he's generally successful.
He is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, and in a division that has so much depth in that top 15, it's even more remarkable that this man has remained the hunted. The question tonight, with a powerful challenger out of that blue corner, can he walk away and still? And now our tale of the tape for this welterweight championship fight. More than 5 years apart, and they both possess a similar height and reach. We send it inside the octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Bergliata. This is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC welterweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 18 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, presenting the challenger, Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 19 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru, the Nigerian nightmare, Usman.
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fighting.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go. This should be good. 5 rounds if needed to determine the UFC's welterweight champion. Usman's got the tie clinch now, and they separate. Well, he told us on Thursday you don't get paid to fight 15 minutes. To that end, early takedown is there.
His ideal fight is a grind. As ugly as he can make it, it's better for him. And with this early takedown, he ensures that he can start to wear at the gas tank for a long time.
All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Well, not ideal to spend this much time on the bottom, but you can't fault him for his activity. Landing strikes here from the bottom. Nice work by Usman. All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Well, you got to be working off of your back. He's certainly doing so here. Nice punch. Lee's attempting to pass here, but he's denied by the defense. Well, he's staying pretty effective here, fighting off of his back. Nice strike landed there by the bottom by Usman. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Lee's pass attempt denied. Back to the feet now. A single collar tie there.
He has a commitment to kicking tonight, and it shows. Look at the skip action that allows you to land that big knee.
Oh, judo toss, made it look easy. Lee's pass is denied. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. Trying to pass the guard here, but a nice job by the bottom fighter defensively.
Bottom fighter did a fantastic job of following with his hips, making sure he blocked any attempt to get past his guard.
Come on, guys, keep moving, let's go.
Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style, he gets denied.
Blocked! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter.
2 minutes remain in the round.
Hey, scramble, get up. Scramble, scramble, get up.
Under 2 minutes to go now in our opening round. All right, north-south position now. We'll see who transitions first. Lee's looking to pass here, denied by the opponent. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively. All right, well, he continues to manhandle him here on the ground. Now maybe trying to get to a choke position here, DC. Lee's attempting to pass here, but he's denied by the defense. Well, these are some excellent ground and pound strikes here, DC. There's an efficiency with which he operates in these situations.
He knows exactly when to throw, exactly when to hold, and it's allowing him to really control the grappling aspect of the fight.
There's a song there, right? Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
Yep,
There you
absolutely.
Nice clean break, guys.
And the referee brings the fight back to its feet. No surprise there. Needed to see more action.
Let's go, finish this, guys.
25 total strikes have landed for Kamaru Usman.
This could change the fight. Another takedown lands.
Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. Well, you got to stay busy on the bottom. He's doing it here. Nice punch. All right, has the guard closed here. Lee's pass attempt denied. 15 seconds. Keeping busy here off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. Strong bottom work here, staying busy.
Good job, guys.
Was beautiful. You executed the game plan perfectly. I want you to keep that pressure on. Start slow. That move in and out.
All right, so there's the horn. That means it's the end of the round, and a lot of good offensive wrestling work from him over those previous 5 minutes.
I mean, great offensive wrestling. Every time he changed levels and got to his opponent's legs, he was able to secure the takedown. Let's see what type of fatigue his opponent will carry into the next round.
Well, he certainly had his way with his opponent in that previous round, and with this guy, even when you know what's coming, sometimes it's still just hard to stop it.
Yes, because he's always changing it up. The first time, it may be a high crotch entry. The second time, you may get single. Third time, it may be double. Ultimately, it always leads to him in the top position, trying to find...
Oh, nice scramble by him there. Takedown defense on point. He is a master in transition. Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue. And they separate.
Good punch lands.
Lee gets hit by that leg kick. May not be a bad idea to start to check some of these.
And a nice job to stick with it there to complete the takedown.
Oh, well placed with the hammer fist there by Usman.
And now he's in a guillotine. Oh, nice guillotine there.
Oh, we're getting a finish here. Oh, how about this as he jumps to side mount to try to counter the guillotine with a Von Flue choke. Ovince St. Preux would be proud. All right, full guard here, DC. What does he need to do to improve position?
Well, he's got to start to build his posture, get some damage off, move to half guard, which in turn leads to more opportunities for advancement. But if you're on the bottom, you've got to anticipate those movements the moment he tries to move to the next position. You build a shield, get back to your feet, or dig an underhook to try to get a reversal or a sweep.
Closed guard here. He's very comfortable here working off of his back, DC. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire. Well, you see all the grappling repetitions here. Just beautiful movement, seamless transitions on the ground.
Over and over, these guys are doing things that you see in every jiu-jitsu gym around the country.
Pretty good work with the strikes here off of his back by Usman. Trying to guard pass here, not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transition.
All right, this position now what we call the north-south. If you're the bottom fighter, what are you trying to do to get out of harm's way?
Man, it's tough on the bottom. It's very tough because everything hurts, right? It doesn't matter that they're not completely driving the shoulder in. It just, everything hurts. So you wait for your opponent to go to his next action. And when he does, you go and attack the hands. You get to your knees and you attack the hands with both hands and try to peel the lock so you can get to your feet.
All right, side control now. Oh, man, this ground and pound is good. Probably my favorite striking realm in MMA, and he's as good as it gets.
The problem is his opponent is not controlling his posture. He's allowing his opponent to get up, and when he does, he creates distance and space to land these beautiful ground and pound combinations.
.90 seconds to go in round two. Oh, big combination of ground and pound strikes here, DC. This could be the beginning of the end.
I mean, you got to be very careful when you take these big ground and pound strikes. You need a controlled posture on the bottom, and if you're the top guy, the guy that's looking to finish, continue to gain posture and rain down big strikes on your opponent.
Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
30 seconds now to go in the round. Lands with the ground and pound. All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh, yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage off.
Oh, he keeps attacking that left eye. Now it's starting to close. Oh, some big punches raining down here, picking his spots well, and hasn't chosen to engage his opponent on the ground necessarily, posturing up and making these shots count.
I mean, why would he? He's having so much success doing it and fighting in this exact same manner that's leading him to be ahead in the fight right now.
All right, let's check out some of the action, DC. What a display of just sheer punching in that last round.
I mean, he looks like a boxer. He looks like a professional boxer out there, throwing and stringing those combinations together. He landed those big punches over and over again, and it was this one right here that really did change the tide of the round.
We're gonna stick to our striking. We can't handle.
You ready? You ready? Let's go.
Here we go, third round of this championship fight.
Level change, your leg, finish your takedown. Great job.
All right, hammer fist here by Usman. All right, so you gotta be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land, and he's trying to land effective strikes.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Lands a strike now from the bottom. Nice work there by Lee. Ground and pound strike there now.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here, and he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here. Watch guillotine. Why is he not recognizing this right now? He's got to...
Oh, look at this. Jumps over into side mount to try to counter the guillotine. Maybe going with that Von Flue choke, or I guess we should probably call it the OSP at this point. All right, so he postures up, not tapping out tonight. Full guard now, DC.
For the top fighter, you got to be very careful because most submissions come from the full guard. So advance to half. Try to build posture. But if you're the bottom person, the moment your opponent tries to move to the next position, build a shield. Kick off the hips and get back to your feet.
Usman's pass is denied. Oh, and he's able to land a strike there from the bottom. Nicely done by Lee. Strong bottom work here, staying busy. All right, DC, half guard position here. You've done a lot of good work in this spot in your career.
Oh, man, I love this position. And you see this fighter today loves it, too. It is the most secure position in fighting. You get an underhook on one side, you keep a half guard on the other, and then you just go to work. It's the safest position, especially for a wrestler.
Usman ground and pound from half guard now. Well, pretty good work off of the bottom here by Lee. Lands the ground and pound strike here. All right, the referee not seeing enough action there. We go back to the center of the octagon now.
Come on, guys,
125 total strikes have now landed for Kevin Lee.
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
So fighter a little bit stunned, holding on to him now, not doing a ton, just looking to recover. Stuffs the tape, and he hip tosses him to the mat. Now we'll see what he can do from here, DC.
Right into side control. He's going to try to control him, then find a submission.
Usman's eyes both starting to swell pretty badly now. Lee's looking to pass here, denied by the opponent.
That's it, work, do something.
Well, you know, I don't like the gi very much, but I have an appreciation, and a healthy one, for these type of transitions.
You can tell he's been in a gi at some point in his life with the way that he moves so freely.
I'm skipping jiu-jitsu next week, too. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Lee. 45 seconds remain in the round. Splits the guard, lands the right hand.
And now he has a headlock trying to pin his opponent's back down flat onto the mat. Look from the transition to an arm triangle to try to chase the finish.
There he is. He's moving to the finishing position. Now watch, he goes parallel right next to his opponent. When it's time...
Oh, he might have got him with a choke.
Yeah, you've got to admire the focus and the commitment to getting the finish. You could tell he was in hot pursuit of that submission much earlier in the round, but he didn't want to rush it, so he sets it up beautifully, lets it materialize almost organically, and ultimately gets the desired result. All right, so a wild round and a wild sequence there on the ground, DC. Talk us through the highlight.
He's such a phenomenal grappler. I don't understand how people don't know that this guy wants to submit you. He is the best grappler, best submission specialist we've seen in a long time.
And there he is, the UFC welterweight champion of the world. What a moment for him here tonight as he earns the victory by submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 54 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by tap out and new undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee.
So there he is, the newly minted UFC welterweight champion. You had to look far and wide for people who were picking him in this spot tonight. As Dominic Cruz said, when you became the double champ, he got it done.
Not many people expected him to win. Those 3 guys that walked to the octagon with him were sure that he would win this fight. All you need is your army. You're the warriors on the front line. And that group of warriors knew that they could get the job done. They did, and now he's the UFC champion.